Hey everyone, switch down there. This is this stream is far from the normal from a normal do. As you may have seen the title, Memorial Stream of Cody Darkhog 2000/2025 is because of my friend Cody just recently passed away. He was one of our close friends, and he just suddenly passed away. Even about a month ago, he was involved in a car accident. He was on the sidewalk when he was hit by a car, and now he's just gone. I wasn't I wasn't even aware of any of this. Yeah, Cody Darkhog had passed away. Um, Power trip. It's true. Um, I don't know exactly when he passed away. Um, it's just I was in the server on Discord that he was invited me. That he was part of many other people. Um, there was this effect that um, I saw this. I wasn't even. Even though I'm part of the server, I'm rarely even in there. But when I saw this notification, I just went there to see what it's about. It was then when I noticed. I saw that one of his cousins had posted on Facebook about 4 days ago that he some prayers, and then one of his other close friends said that he died yesterday. So I don't know if it was yesterday or 4 days ago. I don't know. And you may ask, what killed him? Not the accident. That was over a month ago. And he just had started to learn to walk again. After he was in that car accident, he was on the sidewalk when this driver just bam hit him. And he was paralyzed half of his side of his body, but he managed to get regain his strength again. And I even asked some of his friends in the server what happened, how, or what was the cause. Well, some of them actually said that he smoked too much. That was killed. But then it turned out it wasn't even that. It was an infection. Hey, Brody. Yeah, even though we had told him so many times to just quit smoking or at least try to smoke less. But now it's too late. I was even in a call yesterday in that server of what happened, and I don't tell. I say this: two of his friends, Timmy and Aurora, they were they could barely even talk as much. Aurora left the stream that call a couple of times because she was trying to get handleless. And even someone even tried to ask, had anyone heard told Cody's girlfriend? I couldn't even do that since I only knew that in fact he had one, but yeah. Cody was only 25. Cody was only 25 years old. And he was only less than 10 years younger than me. But when it comes to infection, sometimes they can go fast, sometimes they can take slowly to depend on what was the cause. And even the fact that he was still in a rehab, and he was very excited to be able to leave the rehab soon enough. But now this, you cannot even imagine how I felt. Stormy, that's new. That haven't seen you in a while.
Uh,
Yeah, I even said in that call, if this was a sort of prank or a joke, That would have been a step too far.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, because I said, if this was some sort of joke, I said I would kill Cody to revive him, to kill him over and over. As I said, some sort of joke. I know that's bad to say it, but Cody, yeah, he was really a. I wasn't even aware of this. If I wasn't even part of the server, I may not have even learned about this. Cody was really a good friend of mine, and we love to tease him a lot about all kinds of things. But now he's gone, and I have no idea what has going to happen now. Yeah, he was an awesome person, Packers. And if you want to join in the stream, there's a link is there. Man, that's just yeah, that was just. I can't even imagine. I have lost some family members over the years, but this is a whole different thing. But losing a friend, sure, I may not have not known Cody personally even when alive, but still, he was a pretty good friend to all of us. Sure, he was a. Sometimes he could have been a jackass or a complete idiot with some good things, but it's just how it is. And as I was also in a call yesterday, also after that with Malachite and Game Guy, when I told some other things like if some of other our friends would have passed away, how would we even be able to figure out? I mean, like say Kuvu, we have we couldn't even be able to talk to him or even find out what happened to him since we don't even know his full name and since that would have been impossible for us to even to find out if he isn't even around anymore. The same thing as for well, for like for Stormy, we don't even know his full name or if he has only social media. And since his family may not even be able to contact us, since well, I don't even like that, or even Packers or even Game Guy or Roy. I only know their first name. I don't even know their last name. I know for a fact that Game Guy doesn't even have any social media other from
Man, that
Discord.
ain't good time. Man.
Now, I mean, it's an example. And even if Game Guy doesn't even have other from Discord and Facebook, YouTube as a social media, I don't know for a fact if Roy or Dylan has any Facebook or something. Even if they don't, even if they did have it, without knowing that their last name, not even know their parents' first name or even last name. The only thing that there's more details I know for a fact were in which state did they live in, but without knowing exactly where, it would be impossible for him. Like I say, like I said, the whole game guy. If he were passed away, how would we know? How would we know if he passed away? It's very unlikely since, like I say, if uh, if Roy would have access to his brother's Discord account or he ever log out from it, and he just goes there to his brother's Discord, leave a message in a group chat that he's gone. But how can we even know for that? It's just for the fact that if my girlfriend would pass away or something, I would immediately have been told either from her brother or her mother or her cousin or any of her other relatives. Because I am have friends, some of them on Facebook, so I would easily be in contact for that. But this, it's far from what I ever expected to happen. And the fact that the last time I talked to Cody was over a week ago, and he seems to be perfectly fine. Like, isn't his old self, like very energetic, and but now, even at the beginning, I couldn't even believe it was real. I saw the fact that Cody, that his cousin made a statement on Facebook that was 4 days ago on some prayers to Cody. I have no idea if it was about when he passed away or if he was feeling sick or something. But but yeah, he's gone, and that the fact that he died from this infection, and I don't know exactly what caused the infection, but he was still in rehab, and he had just started to learn to walk again after his accident. And it's just how things just I can't even imagine. Because when I was in that group call yesterday in that server, some of his friends, like Aurora, not the same that we had talked to, but someone else, and one named Timmy, they were crying as so much. Timmy said that he had known Cody since he was a teenager. Aurora had known him since also some several in directly person in real life. And I had only known Cody for the past 3, 4 years. And he just appeared like 3 to 4 years ago when I was starting my streams. He just one day just showed up in the streams, and I was like, okay, a new person. And that eventually started to a new friendship. But now he's just gone. Many people don't know how this will affect us. Some people had only known him for only a short time, like for only a few years. They might be able to move on short easier, but those who has been to him closest, like his most closest family, like parents, siblings, or even childhood friends, they will be more affected. For them, it can take weeks, months, perhaps even years before they have finally moved on. In worst case for them is that they will never move on. Because when I was in that group call, Aurora left it a couple of times because she was in some horrible shock. And even though I don't blame them for how they felt. Because even if at the time I couldn't even believe this was even real. It was just how it is. I couldn't even believe it at the moment that this is this can't be real. But it is just first I believe maybe this was some sort of joke or prank. But like I said to my friends before, if it is a if you want to do a prank or a joke, there are limits. There are limits to what things, how far you can go for pranks or a joke. Pranking about a sickness or if someone had died or if you've been dying, no, that is the limit of things that you don't do. At first, I assumed this was some sort of bad joke because only about a week ago, Cody was just fine. But that is just how things are. If you have a sickness, if you had been feeling down, I mean, he could have been sick even bad even then. Even he felt, even he could have felt a bit bad, but still tried to act as much as normal. It's possible. Now he's just not even around anymore. I have no idea how much of this even. I mean, for the fact, I don't even know if Malachite had even told Dashi about this. When I told Fire Goddess yesterday, even last night, this had been around. It was around 4 to 5 in the morning when I find out about this. I was even in a bed by then, but she was like, "Oh fuck!" this isn't real. She felt sorry to me, and I can't understand. I can still, I can't even grasp the fact that he's gone. It's just, life is just sometimes even unfair. And he wasn't even older than Game Guy. He was only a few years older than him. He was only 25. And some people are like that's way too young. And I did said as this stream was actually Malachi's idea. We were doing some memorial for him, and he even suggested that we would play some clips in the background of where Cody joining some streams that he were in to you know as much as the funny part of it, so that's why we goof around. I did pick from two streams myself that I will be playing it sometimes in the stream, not all at once though, of course, but since considering I have so many past streams, but in order to, I literally downloaded those two streams and I put them in this program that I'm using for my videos, but it took time for each one of them to be converted. One was about 2.5 hours long, another one was 3 hours. But I only took part that I felt was right. And I even suggested, even on Discord, just before the stream happened, that that perhaps if any one of our friends wanted to maybe say a speech about coding, I mean, they didn't even have to write it or perhaps say something what they felt about it. I actually made my own speech. If there is anyone who wants to say something about this, well, the stage is yours. Anyone want to say something?
Um,
I might. I'll try and say something here.
Now is
Hey,
not the time, you goddamn phone!
Roy
Whoa,
the mood.
whoa, relax. Relax. Calm down. Jesus Christ.
holy fuck.
Yeah, that was ruined the mood. But go ahead, Stormy.
Sorry, I'm stressed.
You're good.
the, you know, when you think about a loss kind of like this, you can't really describe the words or describe how it is in general. You know, back when I was hanging on these streams, and every stream you come into, you really you really have no idea if you're gonna live like today or tomorrow or what's gonna happen. You know,
Exactly.
and you know it's just it's just hard, to see that this even happened. It shouldn't have, but it did, and it's well, that's why every day you treat it like it's your last, because you never know if it's actually gonna be your last day.
Yeah, even that might sound dark, but it's honest truth because you never know. One day you wake up, you may never know exactly what's gonna. Even though you have planned out things you're gonna do, if it's the weekend or to some, if you're still in school, and if you walk into school, you may think, should I take the school bus or should I walk today? Since it's not that even that far, and I know a shortcut. And if you walk that decided, but if you're just like, should I take the shortcut or should I take the long way? And if you're like, I take the long way, just for something like that, and and you later heard this later that same day, that someone who passed that shortcut, even though that shortcut is just a normal street, but just a shorter way to school or something, and that's there you hear is that someone was running a bike that same moment, perhaps even shortly sometimes after you left the street, or and then hit by a car or a bus or something, and they passed away. You realize that could have been me. So people had to be thinking, take each day as if it can be your last. Many people, when people in fact knowing they are dying, when they know have been told that they only had a month left to live or even 6 months to live, people then they decide they didn't want to be laying in their own bed or in hospital for away for the next 6 months. Some people decide go out in the world, try to do some of the last things they wanted to do before they passed us away, like a final their bucket list. Just try to do some things that you wanted to do, but had to put on side until you get married or even have a kid or something like that. Of course, you never know how much this happened. Seeing your own grandfather or even your own parent or even your a sibling or in this case a dear friend passes away. I mean, what if you were away somewhere and you don't even have your phone with you, or the phone was on charging and you were asleep, and you could look like, say, if you were in California where you live and you were across the country, say you were in New York for vacation or something, and then the next morning, like you just look on the phone just to see if you ever missed something, like any messages or anything from your phone from family or friends, but that you notice that your phone have been blowing up with messages and from friends and family, and saying that your best friend, that your oldest friend, has suddenly passed away. If it was an accident or if it was something. I mean, what if Cody had known about This, what if he had known that he had this type of sickness already, even before he passed? But because I said earlier that infections sometimes can take very slowly to have much effect on it. But some infection can go quickly, like almost instant, depending where in your body you've been infected and what type of infection it is. It's if but the saying this, even if Cody had realized that he had this infection and he had gone to the hospital the day before, is it possible that they could have saved him? 50-50. You never know. You can never know for a fact if you go to hospital a day before, or even a few days, or even a few hours earlier. That's a thing. Because I heard this story. This is something that happened a few years ago. It was actually in my country. A woman was pregnant, and she was, I think it was, I think she was like between 6 and 7 months along. She went to this type of health clinic just for severe pain, like a severe headache. And when you're pregnant, there are some painkillers that you can't take due to the fact what they contain. It can be affected much of the for the baby or all. But she went there. She was examined, but they told her just simply go home, take some painkillers or something, and take a nap, and it will be gone. And but return back to tomorrow. She did. And the next day,
You're glitching in and out like crazy, man.
hang on.
Just saying. Yeah, it kind of ruins the whole thing. Yeah. So you've been pretty stressed out about this.
didn't get any sleep last night. This was literally the only thing I could think of. Frankly, I don't even know how I managed to fall asleep, if
Well,
I'm being
like I
honest.
said, before I had this thing happen, let's hope that it doesn't happen again. But like I said, this young woman, she was pregnant. She went to the health clinic for a severe headaches. She was examined. She was told go home, take some painkiller for that, and just take a rest. And the next day, she was found dead. In this case, for Cody, I only heard that I only was told it was an infection, but exactly what kind, I don't even know. And I don't think that his other close friends doesn't even know either. The only ones who may know who exactly what
Well,
caused
it
it.
doesn't really. Well, right now, it doesn't really matter what it was, does it? What matters
No.
is that he's,
Yeah. But then the other question is,
it's a bad time for you to say no, but okay.
but then did he suffer? If it did,
Hope not.
well, but if it did, well, he's not suffering anymore. It's just,
Yeah, at least now he's in heaven. If it exists.
well, I mean, he was in fact, he even told me, even after this accident, he actually had been going to this Bible study, even online, and sometimes in the library for a few times a week, like 2 times a week. So I do believe that he might have been thought maybe deepen up his Christian belief, but at the same time, don't know. And
Damn.
like I said, yeah, and like I said before, I made this speech about Cody. Um, I wrote, Cody Darkhog was a dear friend of ours. Now he left us, and he left so many close family, friends and family behind that will mourn him, and the feeling an empty space in our lives, in our hearts. He was our goofy friend that we loved to tease a lot. Life won't be the same without his craziness, but none of us may not have met Cody directly in real life, but he impacted our lives more than he thought of. We love to tease Cody of his crush on rarity and such, which he always said, "Shut up."
Who's going right now?
I don't know. And we all laughed about it. It was the It has been 3 or 4 years now since when I first encountered Cody in one of my streams, and slowly we built a good friendship. When I heard that he passed away, I couldn't even believe it. I thought it was a bad joke, but now it had its in and I accepted it. For some of his older friends who had known Cody for much longer, it will affect them much more and on his family too. So Cody, rest in peace, buddy. You're no longer in pain. We will always remember our buddy, our weed smoking buddy. Rest in peace, my dude. And that's what I wrote for my speech. We will always remember him as our crazy weed smoker rarity fanatic. uh, it's just even Cody has been around for the past 3 4 years. Stormy and Brony hadn't even known him that long. Since Stormy just one day just showed up, and even though he had been around for maybe 1 or 2 years, Brony around the same. And I was really surprised when I heard the news of that Cody had just kicked the bucket. And I didn't even know if he did suffer or anything. I mean, I wasn't even I'm not even sure if he died at home or if it was in the rehab or if it was in a hospital. I don't even know. In fact, I don't even know if he even died on the way to the hospital or something. But in fact, I didn't even want to know. As long as I know the fact that he is no longer in suffering. And even as there were actually one person in the stream earlier, just shortly before I started, a Pep Lilliot El Calavera Productions. That is actually one of the people that is from another
Yeah,
channel.
it's there.
He's also known as Power Trip. He's using an OC that looks like similar to Knuckles, except that he's a god, an immortal god. If you heard of Hawk's Mansion, uh, Mark, and yeah, that is one of their members in that series, and Cody was a friend of his, and he was like, "Wait, what? Cody passed away?" Yeah, it's just I was really in a
It's wasn't in that call you were in. I don't know.
yeah. I wonder what Malachite is doing right now, since Kovo is not even online, so I don't even know. But like I said before, if
He
we
might
it's
join
all
anyway. I don't know.
maybe, but since how we're like, if I had even been in that stream, in that server, or even Malachite, we may not have even heard about this for a while. And if I remember, if I saw that someone in that server um, looked to be Prince Chaos, but since Prince Chaos and Cody had an issue for a couple of months ago, then they were good friends at some point. That they even saw some. I think they saw each other as like brothers or something. But after even Cody was even accused of being well into younger people, which I think is complete bullshit. That isn't true. He was yeah, but now he's just gone. Life will be the same. I will miss that freaking bastard, because for a friendly way, I mean, I love to tease him for his weed smoking. I even call him butt cracker, the crack smoker. Even though he never smoked crack though, but just I mean, he always laughed when I said something like that, or I call him for a weed smoker, or even when even it was just me and him on Discord in his account there. I could not write them a story about him and Rarity, and he was like, "Shut up," or "OMG, shut up." I mean, in fact, there were even some times when we were in the DM. I could have posted some pictures of Rarity in like lingerie, and Cody was like, "And OMG, f you," or something like that, and. But now he won't be around anymore. But if this would have been some sort of joke, it would have been one of the absolute worst. And I mean, one of the worst jokes ever. And in fact, I might have stopped talking to Cody for a while. I mean, it would have been very hard to even accept if Cody made this as some sort of joke. I don't mean, I know for a fact Cody had joked to us many times before, but there is limits to what you joke about. to joke about your dying or even you're dead, and then one a few days later, like, what if this was a damn prank or a joke? Like a week later, surprise, I'm alive.
I
And but
I
if
don't feel like this is the kind of joke that Cody would
no, no,
joke about.
because I mean, just let's say from this, if he like did that a joke, like like a week later, like surprise, I'm alive. And how would he other friends that were in that server, like Aurora and Timmy and some others? I mean, this Aurora and Timmy, they were crying so hard. I could even somehow sense their deep sorrow. I could not even imagine. If this was a damn prank or a joke by him, let's say from this, they was all of them would suddenly cut ties with Cody. Because that would have been one of the worst
Hmm.
mistakes ever.
Yeah. Um. So should we have someone else go now, or
Yeah, if anyone
what?
want to.
Anyone? That'd be outside of me because I'm the one offering to make me look like an ass. I guess I could go. Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Because you were not, you were, you didn't see it, but I'm gonna say this real quick. This guy he was not happy. Of course, I
I
wasn't
would.
happy.
I mean, I don't blame him. Even when I heard this, even afterwards, I didn't even cry. I hadn't even cried ever since when I was told when I find out about that Cody had died. And I'm not even going to cry. And I'm not sounding like a heartless jerk. It's just that I haven't seriously cried in years. Now these days, I may sound like a heartless person or emotionless. No, I mean I can still seriously cry, but it just I haven't, and I beat myself up for this that I hadn't even cried since Cody passed. It just it doesn't feel right. But now there's as much I can do. It just
Mm,
it doesn't feel this doesn't it still feels like a dream that Cody just still around just at home or that he's the rehab and one day we're just waiting to be oh yeah there's Cody but even though that Malik had sent in a call yesterday in the DM that he and Dashi along with Cody have been this role play on Facebook and the name had been changed to something like Slipstream, but only that had been changed a day earlier. And it was not from Code, not from Malachite. They might he suspect maybe it was a Cody, but that was about a day ago. And I don't even like I said before, I don't even know when exactly Cody died. Someone actually said that he died yesterday, or if he could have died a few days ago. I don't even know for sure. So I said it might be Dasher who could have changed the name. But there was also the question since
well, whatever
Cody's
the
use
case.
yeah, but there was also the question about the DM that Cody's name. What should we? They were even asked for between three of us. Then asked, what should we do? And Malachi just let it keep it there as a like a as a memory. I can even imagine how Dash will react when he find out about this, or even Deanna. I mean, Deanna was she did have feelings for Cody. And if she had learned, God help us.
All right, bro. You got the stage, I guess. Yeah. So I don't even know what to say. uh I wasn't even in that channel, Discord place, whatever it was. Um so I didn't even know that it was happening until Swish said it in the Discord, and I'm like, what do you mean he's dead? Like, that was the last thing I expected to read, and I wasn't really sure. I'm still not sure how to feel about it. Like, I'm I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Obviously,
but
I'm upset.
yeah.
Obviously, I'm like, dude, what do you mean? I haven't gotten over it yet. I didn't get any sleep last night because it was the only thing that I could think about. I was like, what do you mean? That
Yeah, I
was
mean,
that I couldn't, like,
I
I
felt
felt guilty about falling to sleep, if that makes sense. Like my body just refused to, because I was too shocked about learning this. And I'm the kind of I did something I never really like. I'm not really good at talking about my feelings too well, but like, that hurt, learning that he
hmm
was dead. And like, I always had this fear, like this anxiety, paranoia, whatever you want to call it, that one day my friends like Swedish or Kovu or Malachite would just leave me behind and just forget about me or whatever. And in a technical stance, that's what's happening with Cody. And it's like, that also hurts, because now he can't, like, I can't joke with him. I can't bake. Well, I can, but like, I can't, like, he can't. It just doesn't feel the same, if that makes sense. And
Mm-mm.
it's at that point, I just never really knew how much I liked him until he was gone. If that makes sense too. Like, I never really thought about it until now. And that might make me sound like an ass, but it's like, when you're having fun with friends, you never really think, oh, one day they're not going to be around anymore. One day they might drift away from you. They might die. Something might happen to them. You never think about that because you're having such a good time. And when it happened, it's like, I don't really know how I'm going to move on from it, or if I'm going to move on from it. This is going to be in my memory. Like, usually
Yeah.
like, everyone knows my memory is bad, but I remember the stuff that's important, and Cody was important to me. So I'll always remember him and remember the good times. Uh, I'll remember his streams that he did, the streams that he was in Swedish. I mean, the times he was in Swedish streams, my streams, even Deanna's streams to an extent, even if she deleted hers, I can still remember them, like, vaguely. But, it really isn't going to be the same without him. I I guess I could talk about how I just feel about this. I still haven't figured that out yet. Uh, Obviously, I'm still shocked. I feel incredible. I feel empty, I guess is the way I'll put it. I don't feel depressed, but I just feel like, holy shit, my friend just died, and I don't really know how to feel about that right
Yeah.
now. I'm still. It takes time. Some people take longer to accept or just let it sink in that something like this has happened, and I'm still in that zone of still trying to figure it out.
because we still don't really know all the details. Like, we don't know what kind of infection it was. We know it was one, but we don't know what kind. We don't know if he was like in the hospital or if he was at home or if he had his family nearby or if he was just
Yeah, that's just we don't even
walking
know.
around, something like that, and he just died there, or we don't know what happened or what.
Or we
But
don't even know how. Yeah,
whatever
or we
did
don't even.
happen, whatever he went through, whatever pain he had, whatever his body was going through, whatever. At least it's not. At least he's in a better place now, and at least he's. I don't really believe in heaven too much. I don't know why. I just never really believed in it. But if it does exist, at least he's there now. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I wasn't even.
And
I wasn't even.
sorry for all the insults we've made over the years, Joe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They were all good natured, but he laughed at them. And I said this in the
yeah,
Discord too, and I thought it was a good point. I don't think I showed Roy it yet, but I said at least we can go back in the streams that he was in, both yours and mine, and we can say, hey, and we can hear his voice again, and we can laugh alongside him, and we can feel like he's
yeah.
still there, even if he isn't. That's the nice thing
Like
about having online friends.
yeah, like
You
this.
know what I mean?
I can play. Yeah, like this clip. I can play it. But I had to do this. Um, wow, wow, wow! Look, look, look! Our friendly crack smoker.
Oh, haha, very freaking funny, smartass. Hello, Cody.
Oh,
Hey,
ha
Hayden.
ha, very funny. Ha ha, Mickey Mouse looks just like you.
Oh boy! Shut up! That type of
Damn.
yeah. Like I said earlier, I did.
Ugh.
It was actually Malachi's idea that I should play some clips about when he did some parts that he will be mess around with Cody. But considering how many I have, how many streams I've done for the past 3 to 4 years, and how many he were in those, and if I had to go for all of them, and I had to like download each stream, the past stream, in order to get this clip. And I had to put that in the program that I use for my video, and I had to convert, and that took time. And I only took two streams, since one was 3 hours, one was just 2.5. And I was like, yeah, I only took more of the funny parts in that. And even Malachite even suggested that I would probably do a story based on some of the uh, like a tribute story for him. I have He asked me to do two stories for him, and I'm like, since he's dead, since he's gone, I probably like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Yes, I will make them as a tribute to Cody, but then even Malachite suggested that I will make two kinds of like two parts of different stories, and that had to be like the OCs of our friends in one video, standing next to each other like a true friend. But considering how he said it was like in one part, the first part would be like 10 people alongside with his. And that would be in the second part would be some other friends that were not in the first. That is just the problem. Some of us do have OCs, like Royce had one that I made. Game Guy has one. I don't know if Brony has one. I even had. And if I had to put in like Brony or Stormy and Deanna or some others in one of those two parts, the thing is, I don't even know how that even like. I even mentioned that if I had to put every single one's their OC name in the title, that in like first part, it would be 10 people. I can't put all 10 names in a title. I mean, I really wanted to do it, but there's just that there's a limit how many of those titles in the title length we can actually do on when you upload videos and the description. I mean, I could have put the names there, and but that's also a thing. Even the description box has also a limit of how many words that you can put in it. And even if I had put every single our friends in one video and another group of our friends in part two, I mean, what kind of story would that even be? A true friend? Or I don't even know I don't even know where even to call the title to the story. And I have no idea if like if Malachi suggested that every of our friends would have to send me or say something that with their own voice, like a tribute greeting or a tribute farewell message to Cody, and not send that to me.
Well, not to
But that
not
if
to
he had
like Margaret Malkite or whatever, but like that seems like a lot of you know
yeah,
that
but
sounds like a
even if
lot of
that
effort.
yeah, even if
Maybe
he
a little
did,
too much. You know what
well,
I
I
mean?
mean,
Like that sounds
yeah,
a little much.
yeah, I mean, he
Like
never
I
did
miss
suggest.
Cody too, but like
Yeah, but he never suggested that idea. I only said if.
Cal doesn't even know how to do that.
I mean,
That's true. I
well,
don't know how to do that.
well,
Oh
here's what
Christ.
but here's what
Jesus.
I
Hang
think
on,
that
I'm gonna
okay. I mean, I think
scream
I have
there.
an idea. I think like this.
Yep. Okay.
He said if he said like sent that if I had to, our friends would have make a short greeting, like a farewell message to Cody, and I put it in video. And how would they even do that? Well, they had to record a small section and then somehow send it to me by email or something. But that is just a small issue of mine. I only had a few of my friends' emails. I don't even know if, but that also if some our other friends like Stormy, Brownie, or the twins, if they have it, if they could even record a message and send that to me. I mean, even that would be a lot of efforts, and that would also be quite a work. But if I wanted to have like Diana say something about Cody, that would have been almost impossible. Why? Well, we hadn't even talked to her in over 2 years. I don't even know how to even reach her. I don't even know her if she has Facebook. She didn't even use Discord in over 2 years. So I don't know. And the idea that Monica said that they can put all our friends that's in two-part video. Yeah, I mean, maybe. And another thing is, what kind of title would that even be? I'm not like a true friend story. I just don't know exactly what to do. That is what I don't know. I just, I even suggested that I could do another rarity story since he very much loved the rarity. And I was like, why not? Why not? It's just, I just don't know why. At the moment, though, I just, I have a little bit of headache right now, so I can't even think straight. But, Stormy, how did you react when you found out about this?
I didn't believe it. I thought this was a prank. Thought someone was pulling my leg, and then I it just didn't seem real to me.
Yeah, I felt the same thing because when I read it in that server, I was there is no way in hell that this is real. But turns out it is. What about you, Brony?
I don't know. It was happened all sudden.
Yeah, but yeah, that happens when you that happens so suddenly sometimes. It can I can say this. I'm glad that it wasn't even a heart attack. That is is one of the last ways that anyone want to go. I mean, feeling the pain in your arm, in your chest, like even though there is possibility to survive from heart attacks, but depends on you know how bad it are. Yeah, that's okay, game guy. One of his sisters, or more correctly, his one of his cousins, is incredibly loud. So he sent him a text, "Say, don't be loud, don't freak out." But she didn't listen. They should have done this at the dad's place. But if they had to go to the dad, well, they had to drive for an hour. That part is between since their mother moved away from New Hampshire to Massachusetts. But yeah, Cody is just he was a goofball, and I don't even know how. Let's say, and since Lord is even part of the same DM on Discord, and I don't know how he reacts to this. I don't even know how Hayden reacts. I can say this. I was like emergency situation. Um, Koba was like, "What?" It's about Cody. Malakat said, "Yeah, I saw this in his server, so I'm fully aware of it." And I was like, "He's dead." And Koba was like, "Wait, what? How?" I said, "Smoked himself to death." And he's like, "Oh shit." Yeah, and game got and he was in fact in a stream at that moment when it happened, and he was like, "Wait, what? Wait, I'm not in his server. I didn't even know about this." Yeah, I was. It was just suddenly that it just happened. I mean, Cody was always around. He was sure there was some times that he didn't show up in the streams or that he said that he's gonna do, but then he leaves, shows some time afterwards. Okay. There's actually one funny time that he did that he were in one of my streams and he literally fell asleep in an actor stream. Oh man, that Cody. I mean, even the fact is sad that Cody's gone, but he always bring a laughter to us. Like when we teased him about his crush on Rarity, or we joked around about that he's gonna marry Chrysalis, or the time when he fell asleep in the stream. It just Cody has never Cody never maybe never thought of how many lives that he affected. Considering how many you know how much of his personality, how much of his goofiness, craziness, how much it affected people around him, from friends to family to online friends. She's just like trying to was how he felt. And I mean, we often always call him the weed smoker, which is it. He did smoke, but he was stubborn. He was so stubborn that he didn't listen to us and not to not to try to quit smoking, and he tried, and he even started vaping. But that's also equally dangerous. That's almost like e-cigarettes, also kind of dangerous. In fact, there was even there actually had been electronic cigarettes. There have been some cases where they literally blow up in the face of the people that they be using them. There was even one man from Texas once used for those e-cigarettes, and boom, blow up in his face, and he died. But Cody, he didn't smoke a full pack of cigarettes in just in one day. He was the least. He wasn't okay. Cody may have been dumb, but Cody was not even that dumb to smoke a whole package of cigarettes in just one day. That is just crazy. Cody had it. It won't be the same without Cody though, since Cody had brought us so much laughter when we teased him, and yeah, it's just how many things are. It won't be the same without him. And I just he had no idea how much many people he had touched over the years. What his goofiness, his craziness, or his kindness. How many lives he affected from just being around them. If it's just close friends or even family. The one that the most affected by this is his family and his close friends, especially those who haven't been around him since he was as just a kid. I even said to Cody at the time in the past that I wanted to meet him in person, but now it doesn't even make it won't even happen. I mean, I can really perhaps I can even go to see his grave to pay my respect. I remember one time on Facebook when I talked to him. Um, he went to a high school that had the name Sulphur High School, and I was like, "Did your school smell?" And he was like, "No, because your name the school's name is Sulphur, and sulfur smells like rotten eggs." And it's like, and he's all laughing at like, yeah, Cody brought a lot of laughter to us. He was he was a crazy son of a bitch. I can say that. But he was a good friend, even though he was crazy. But it won't be the same without him. But we can try to spread his craziness the same. Try to be as him to spread the same type of level of craziness, goofiness to other people, even to our friends, our family, to just so that people realize that no matter how far, no matter how young or how old you are when you pass, it will always be part of you. Now he will only be in our hearts and our memories. Sometimes I just wondered if I'm still in a dream, like a bad nightmare or something. It's just how it is. Losing a friend is never easy, especially if you only know them for just only for a few years. But Cody he has affected much of our lives that more than he ever thought of. And how this is, yeah, I mean, and someone seems to be quite pissed at the moment. What happened, game guy? Either from your cousins or your sister came home. Is something else that happened? Well, life won't be the same without Cody. That's a guarantee of it. I wonder what Malachite is. He said he would be here, but
Sorry about that. We had to move rooms.
I hate today. I really do. I don't think I've hated a day this much in a while.
hmm. Here's the second clip that I thought of we can listen to about Cody, and it's a short one.
So, Mickey Mouse,
I
how
can
was
tell
your
this graveyard call is gonna be insane. I'm gonna say that right now.
All right, as it is. Cody never thought of how much of his life was going to affect us, or at least the vice versa. You know, how much we affected his life, or our craziness, how much we teased him up with the rarity and all. Especially when we would tease Cody a lot with rarity, with sexy lingerie or something like, or there is actually there's actually one story that I made for him. Um, well, I can just come up with this. Let's see if I can find it. Since he has 3 accounts on Discord, I can find it. No, not that one. It must be this one. Come on, where are you? Oh, there we go. This is gonna be a while. Let's bring it up and see. Nope, not there. Come on, where are you? Let's see. Not that one. That's one of his.
You're gonna be good now.
Mhm. See, where are you?
I'm gonna take that deep breath as a no.
What the? Where are you? Come on. It seems like you can't
I wouldn't be
find
in
it.
the mood if someone actually cooperated and appreciated what we were doing. She did not. But
Well, that's family for you.
Roy appreciated it. I just want to point that out real quick. Roy appreciated what we were doing. You didn't bring a friend over. You didn't ignore my text.
I sure didn't.
Okay, here's the story. This is actually a um, okay. This was a guy named Jack Daniel. Jack says, "Hey Daniel, do you got a gift from your friend Bate?" "I don't remember anyone but that name," said Daniel. Daniel starts to think after it hits him. This is a flashback part of the story. It Bates like, "My name is Bate, and I'm your new neighbor. Hey Bate, I'm Daniel. Welcome to the neighborhood." And then some time passes. Hey Daniel, do you play D&D? And yeah, I'm playing it often with my friends. Have you played before? Bates like, yes, I have played it before. Back in high school, I used to call myself. Uh, he said, my name is Bate. Call me Master for my title. Call me Master Bate. And he was like, what the F? And I asked him, you don't get it? A little bit. Well, I was like, the neighbor in high school used to play D&D. and he called himself Master as a title, and his name is Bait. So that we call me Master Bait. You know what it's hinting for? And he's like, oh, lol. You get it now? Yeah. Oh man, I love to tease and joke around with Cody. That's uh, but it won't be that. Without him now, it's not gonna be the same. I just I mean, can you even imagine how the life would have been with if Cody never even, you know, showed up in the first place? That he never learned him to know him. How much that life would have been if never even be part of our friend group. It would have been a lot of difference. We never actually met some of his friends like Tails XC or Prince Chaos and some other of his friends, perhaps I believe. I just don't know how much this will affect me. Even though when I went to bed around, I believe it was around 6 or 7 in the morning last night, or this morning actually. I was expecting I may not even get any sleep due to the fact that Cody is gone and that my mind was still running on 1,000 miles an hour or something. Well, but I apparently did, I guess, on sleep, but I didn't get on, but I didn't get on bed until like 2 p.m. Cody, we will miss you, buddy, more than you know. Yeah, it's just Cody has always been so much for us there. Like he was always there when we were having a bad day, or he didn't mind that we teased him with all about rarity and all. And he always said shut up about it, but we always laughed already afterwards. When I heard that Cody was gone, I couldn't even believe it. It was like a nightmare. Now he is just now he can't even be suffering anymore. Hey Cody, you can at least be smoking weed in heaven without being affected, but without feeling anything bad about it. And believe me, when I learned about his passed away, I was in deep denial at the moment. Then I couldn't even believe that he actually had passed away. Well, it's okay, Storm, if you had to go. Well, it's always nice to see you again, as always. Well, take care.
Thank you. Rest in peace, Cody. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cody, you see how many lives you affected since you were alive, and now you're gone. Your spirit might surprise and visit us from time to time, but seeing how many lives you affected is it's not something that many people had never thought of. You know, now that Cody is just left us alone on this world, moved on to the next afterlife. I don't even know if Cody was deeply part of Christian belief, but he did go to studying the Bible study 2 times in a week. But now it is that he didn't have to suffer from what he was. If I remember, they I was in that group call. They thought that maybe the accident could have been indirect cause of the infection, but it's it's a little bit far fetched since the accident was over a month ago, and the accident when he passed was just quite recently. So it had. I don't think it is like a um, the infection would have been around for a whole month because I don't think so. At least I don't want. but at the end, I'm not even a medical trained person, so I can't say guarantee on that if that's true or not. But Cody, you will always be missed. No matter how many times we talk about you, we will always try to keep your memory alive. No matter how much. And ever, even though that I would continue to put stories for his birthday every year from now on as like a tribute. Even though it might not be the same for him as Christmas stories. And I don't know if I would be making one as a Christmas stories for him. It just, I don't know. But maybe on that's well. So, but like I said earlier, how would we have known if none of us wasn't part of that server? Oh, bye, Brony. But if we weren't even part of that server, how would we have known otherwise? Even though I am a friend with him on
Yeah.
Facebook, include Malachite as well and Dashi. But if he had passed away, how would we have known? It's very unlike that he would just simply say, send a message to one of us before he passing away that he is in the hospital, hoping to say something. But if Cody had known he was gonna pass away, if he had known that he was dying, that he would said to be passed away after a few months, like when you're in a case where people have cancer. Sometimes you've been told that you're only expecting or another illness. Sometimes you said being told that you have only 2 months, 6 months, or perhaps even a year
Uh,
left to live.
It's weird.
So if hmm?
I kind of want to do my little, you know, what should we call it, Cody? Speech, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Well, I didn't really know him, as much as you and Kyle did, but, he was a good dude. He was a cool guy. He was, chill, a little bit wild.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck? That's what it does. She has no sympathy. Ignoring that, what was that saying? All right. He was a great guy. I liked him. He was He was a stand-up dude. Made me laugh a lot.
Oh yeah, but
Obviously him being obviously the smoking thing was a little concerning, but he seemed like a well put together considering he did that. Kyle told me about what happened. I think it was like noonish, maybe one. I don't remember. I kind of woke up late, but
I'm back. Technical issue.
he was welcome back, Mark. I guess I was just kind of chilling here, and he was like, "Oh my God, Roy, Cody died yesterday," and I was like, "Holy shit!" Did he? He showed me the Discord stuff, and I was like, "Oh damn, dude, I'm sorry." And
Guess we all lonely then in the stream. My
Yeah.
God, it's happened so fast.
it was definitely shocking. I know I probably don't sound as upset as you and Kyle, but he's a good friend of yours and his, obviously, and I'm like, that's tough to lose a friend. It's you don't expect it, and when it happens, you're like, oh my God, dude, really? That I didn't see that coming. And it's like you never want to learn. You know what I mean?
No.
When it happens, it's like you don't want to learn that it happened. If that makes sense. Like, if your friend died and you're really close to that friend and you don't even know, it's like, man, it's like you kind of don't want to find out because if you do, you're gonna be like traumatized and upset and pissed off and wait, really? Kind of thing. It's like, I don't really know. I mean, he's, he was a cool dude. I'm gonna miss him a lot. Hopefully, he's doing good up in heaven. Hey, at least his smoking problem won't be a problem anymore. He can't get withered away by smoking and whatever.
Well,
Like, at least he's healthy now, and at least he's not in pain, and he's.
Yeah, well, it could have been worse for him if he smoked cigars. I mean, considering how
he does,
because if he only smoking either from weed from time to time and from all cigarettes and even vaping. But if you're figuring it, if you're comparing to a cigarette to a cigar, that's like 10 times amount of tobacco in according to just a normal cigarettes. And I think Cody did mention that he tried cigar once, but he didn't like it. But he only smokes cigarettes most of the time.
Yeah, my point still stands,
Yeah. But we don't even know if he was.
Oh, up the angels. And hey, and hey, here's the first joke that's gonna be made. So prepare for that. Maybe now he can finally get with Rarity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure one of the angels is Rarity.
Maybe it is.
Well, that might be true. But another thing is he can be up there now in heaven, smoking as much weed he wants without being feeling much of the pain of it, or he can smoke as much cigarettes without even
what would be funny though? Yeah, because you don't really know what heaven is like. Imagine they outlaw drugs in heaven. I could imagine that, I guess. It's like you go up to a store and you're like, "Hey, can I have one drug, please?" And they're like, "You're going straight to hell. Get
Well,
the hell
as
out
in,
of heaven right this second. Get out of here."
well, there is actually one clip from the Robot Chicken. There was this the Grim Reaper came to an old lady and to kill her, to send her to heaven, and she actually ended up dying or being killed in heaven, and she went to super heaven, riding a motor. Yeah, in the super heaven, she was playing a guitar, electric guitar, and riding a motorcycle by standing on the seat. She was even holding the handle, the steering wheel. That was just crazy. But I can at least imagine that now Cody is in heaven, is pain free, but now he can drinking as much he can want it, or he can smoke weed as much. I mean, compared to, but like if you remember, like from Simpsons, they have been showing heaven the different versions of like how different religions assume how heaven be like. So at least Cody isn't
That's
suffering
such a
from any
weird
pain.
concept, honestly. It's like
Yeah.
heaven's up in the sky, and it's like where?
There's another thing about it.
It's actually another planet.
Well, that might
Maybe.
like, I mean, like this. What would happen if
I do appreciate you trying to. I do appreciate you trying to make me feel better, Roy.
Hey, man, that's what I'm here for.
I mean, how about this idea? What if the Earth would be inhabitable and that we had to move to different planets? What will happen is that when we die, will those souls travel back to Earth and be in the sky there, or the heaven there, or in the new planets? But what about the planet that blew up and we were still living on the planet? What did heaven go down? Is it still there, or if it's somewhere else? Is it only unless the heaven
It would be.
is?
You know what would be cool though? If like each planet had their own heaven. So if someone died on Mars, to go to Mars heaven.
Martian.
Maybe Mars is where hell is.
No, not really. Hell would have been Venus.
True. No, he's got a good point there.
To the fact that the
heaven is
pressure
Uranus, actually.
In your anus? Oh.
No, it's in Uranus. My anus is purgatory.
Purgatory. Dude, you want to know something funny?
I needed that.
Dude, you want to know something funny? In this cartoon science fiction series Futurama, they actually changed Uranus' name to Rectum to end your anus jokes. But they weren't even many words, like your rectum. And in that series,
much better.
Yeah, and they actually even made Santa Claus as a robot, but that Santa Claus is far from jolly. He is ho ho ho. Is there any nice people here? Shing, or he's like a literal murderer. That robot Santa Claus murders people, don't matter what it is. If it's a kid, an elderly, or young person. Yeah, that's Santa Claus in Futurama. He was a complete maniac.
So, question: how long is the stream gonna be? Do you think?
Maybe just maybe a little bit on half an hour and 1.5. I thought I could play some of the other clips that he. I thought probably I could play some of the other clips that Cody was in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised Malachi.
Hey,
I'm surprised Malachi
Cody,
didn't show up yet.
how's your lady, Mina Mouse?
Shut up.
I heard you were. I heard you were in a freeway
No,
with her,
no,
and Daisy
no,
Duck.
no. Screw that crap.
Welcome to the stream, Wild Purple Yeti. Hi!
Hey.
Who the hell is talking?
No one. It was a
Malachi.
yeah. That was actually a recording of some of the streams that Cody were in the past. I was playing the background there. Yeah, so Cody was. He had a bunch of very much impact in our lives, but how much he affected us, how much his craziness, his kindness, even though there happened a time when he was really in a bad mood, and that how we try to cheer him up though. And I don't say I do love to tease them when we're about rarity all the time, and he always he was like OMG or shut up or screw you or but he knew the fact that we were only playing around with him with that, so but it won't be the same. Now he's gone. It just won't be the same.
Yeah.
But I think I will do stories for him as a tribute for his birthday each year, and probably for Christmas. But
You know, I just got an idea.
Oh yeah, what's that?
So you're saying that you're gonna make a story for Cody every year on his birthday, right?
mm-hmm.
Well, maybe you could make it a series. Like it could be a series where Cody and Verity end up together. You know, it could be like a series where they begin as friends, they get closer to each other. Maybe Cody helps saves Verity from like Chrysalis or King Zobra or whatever, and maybe at the end they get married, they have kids, and just continue the adventure from there.
You know what?
Honestly, that's kind
Not
of a
bad idea.
brilliant idea.
Yeah, but rather from a true love story, right from just an actual series. Even though I was planning to do some other series in mind as an other series, but I could put them on hold and make them more for Cody though. So yeah, I
I mean,
need just on. Yeah, I mean, not
first
bad
I have to
idea.
ask Malachi what he thinks.
I think it's
he
a
will
great
agree.
idea, honestly.
Yeah, I think he will even
I would
agree
like
with
that. And frankly,
Yeah.
if frankly, let's be honest with each other, it would be a better way to tribute him than just one story to make a series instead.
Yeah,
Plus,
so
one every year, honestly, kind of makes sense.
well, I mean,
That
if I
way you
put
can come up with more ideas, and you can
well,
you can
yeah, I
space
mean,
them out a little bit.
yeah, if I had to make a chapter
Maybe
as a
you could do
story,
one for.
but if I make
Yeah,
chapters
exactly.
for this, yeah, but I can't post them only once a year. People were like, "When's the next chapter? When's the next chapter?" And I was like, "Every on this guy's birthday." So they was like I make 9 chapters, and they're like, "We have to wait 9 years in order for each chapter." That is insane. No, so yeah,
Maybe you could
first
do one on it. Maybe you could do one on his birthday and one on Christmas.
I think that might be a little bit too late. Too much time passed between. I think I probably didn't upload them as the previous ones, so like every Friday. But yeah, so there are some things that been figured out, like how many chapters gonna be, like how long it will be, each one, and if the final one probably would be a little bit longer, probably like maybe an hour, since I've done that before. So also to try to find a good picture of him with Rarity, him, and with also find a good picture of Rarity and make that as one.
Well, I could
But
probably. Well, no, I can't actually. I was gonna say maybe I can make a per chance thing about it, but then I remembered. Oh yeah, that's right. People don't like AIRs.
yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
Even though,
It wasn't so bad for me, actually.
but there is even another thing I also had to consider to um the other for is the name or the title for each chapters. Some of the previous ones that I've done in the series is I was not the only one who came up with the idea for those names, but it's actually my girlfriend who helped me from time to time. But yeah, I will actually do this as a series instead, and but I will still do as a story for Cody as a tribute for his birthday from time to time as well, and
Ooh, I could probably come up with some names for the series. Hold on. Wait.
yeah, so the first step is to figure out how many chapters gonna be in it and how many um, the like the titles and how long they will be. So, but writing the story each chapter won't be that much of trouble since I've done it before. Um, Came up with the so the only like how many chapters since the previous ones had been around
Let's do
10 chapters. But considering that the only OC of I have on Cody is it as a Sonic character. I don't even have any of him as a pawn though. But I might actually be able to may actually be to fix that. So I think Cody would like this idea that I'm making him and Rarity into an as an auto series.
I gotta come up with more names though. I only came up with 2. I'll come up with something later.
Yep. Yeah, but that
Maybe I'll send
actually
them on
sounds.
to you on Discord. We'll see.
Yeah, but that name actually is a good start. Uh, well, probably, but I probably can start
Yeah.
doing it. All the series soon enough. All I need to is come up with how many chapters, how many the names from them. So yeah, but that won't be much of that hard. That's
Yeah,
like a
you can
tribute to Cody
kind of.
though.
Yeah. Also, this was a brilliant idea.
Sometimes my brain does work. So
Like once a year.
Very rare. This is a very rare moment.
someone's
You
gotta
know what?
write this down.
Just like write it down.
Yeah, June 1st, 2025. Roy had an idea.
God.
Oh, that's crazy.
You
That's
make
crazy.
every single stream so much better, dude.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Stop.
but wait, you know
Pat's
what?
getting here.
Okay, bye.
I'll bet. Okay. Your name will be from now on. Your name will be Cody from 2.0 or Cody Jr.
Nah. Hate my dad.
Your dad's name is Cody.
But
No.
I was referred that
Though that
you
would
name
be
after
one hell of
Cody,
a... What?
or you could be named, or it could be named Cody the Second.
Cody ate my dad. That's my point.
No, but adopted brother or adopted son.
God damn it. Ugh. Yeah, but our dad's name isn't actually. It isn't Cody. Although that would be one hell of a coincidence.
Yeah, I think it's probably best to end the stream here since nearly 2 hours.
Alright. It's too bad Malfoy didn't join. Maybe he
Yeah,
was
he
in the
said that he
private
would
chat.
be.
I don't know. Or not the private chat. Maybe he was in the live chat, I mean.
Not really. There's no one even
Maybe.
watching right now.
It's possible, I guess. I feel like he would have said something. That's a good point, I guess.
Well,
alright.
only one that has been in this stream in the private
So
in the comments. Any last words, Cody? Cody, my dude, you were awesome. You may have been crazy, goofy, but you were a good friend. Always remember.
Yeah. Cody, you're a fantastic friend, dude. I'll never forget you. Hard. At least your memory will always be there with us. So stay cool, dude.
Rest in peace, Glenn.
I got this. Yeah, rest in peace, Cody. You have fun up in heaven. And hey, spank Rarity's ass for me. Thank you, Roy. Someone had to say it. I'm sorry.
And Cody, you can really much enjoying all that weed up in the heaven now. So
I'm kidding.
yeah, Cody,
For real though, you be yourself up there, Cody. You stay cool.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
Well, everyone, it's this stream has been pretty unusual for what most of what we're doing. So yeah, Cody, rest in peace, my dude. Rest in peace.
In peace.
Rest in peace,
Well,
Cody.
everyone.
Yeah, rest in peace, Code.
Well, and as always, this is Switch Diablo signing off. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
See ya.
And goodbye.
Rest in peace, Cody. Rest in peace.